Mm.
We're live, Miles. Ah! Oh, we were just getting pumped up.
Another episode.
This is the Nissan Nerd Podcast. My name is Mike Delashmut, of course. Rocking the Cage Road t-shirt. Nice touch, man. That's Miles Hall, buddy.
Miles Hall in the house.
In the house. On this episode of the Nissan Nerd Podcast, we're going to cover Nissan reveals the 2022 Nissan GT-R. We're going to talk about the latest Nissan Hot Wheels that was released, and coincidentally, the Hot Wheels hustle, things that happen with that Hot Wheels. And we're going to talk about regrets as part of the back alley chat. I know we've got some. We're going to ask you guys what regrets you have, and we're going to share them as part of the podcast. So go ahead and stick with us. This is the Nissan Nerd Podcast coming up.
Damn, that song still gets my keystick moving. Oh.
It's better than
we got it for the right price of free.
I tell you, it's more wholesome than the song I was rocking out to before this.
What were you rocking out to?
Dude, I woke up this morning listening to Two Life Crew. Let's just keep it like that. Yeah. Going hardcore 7 a.m. I got roommates and I'm blasting the bass. It was a good pick me up though. I actually started the day on a really good note, but it's not the most wholesome of songs. Yeah.
Well, Two Life Crew's a national treasure, so let's just call it what it is, right? So
yeah. A lot of shall we say, a lot of kids were made because of their music, right?
Experimentation, yeah. A lot of experimentation going on at the time, yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
oh, man.
We got lots to cover in this episode.
We do.
Yeah, a lot of new news. I mean, it was slow news, but the news that did come out was pretty stout. In the last couple of weeks, the racing as of the last few weeks was crazy. I mean, we got a lot to talk about this episode. I mean,
we absolutely do, Miles. Hey, well, by the way, at least for me and you personally, man, we got some work done this last weekend.
Oh, we got down. We field stripped a car.
Yeah.
I made the phone call to you, and I'm like, yo. I need to strip this car down. No questions asked. 4 hours. Can you do it? Southside.
This is getting done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, tell them what we tore down.
Well, let's see here. We bought a Z32, a 300ZX, right, for cheap, and I called all the homies, made the phone call. Woohoo! And they all just kind of showed up. Mike D being one of them. I had some of our other boys, Ion, Jesse Sotelo. Kind of people came in, came out, but everybody showed up. Impacts in hands, double rigged, and we took an entire Z32 apart in. I think this is one of my better times. Of course, we had a lot of extra hands.
We had a lot of hands,
and we're talking field strip this sucker down.
I'm talking.
We got it with fenders, the whole bit. We're already like an hour into this already.
So look at this, yeah. So we've got our buddy Ion. He traveled down from Austin to come hang out with us. Yeah. You had a bunch of buddies as well. Mr. Sweet, first time meeting him. He was a cool guy.
From Sweet Import, Sweet Customs. Yeah, he's a hell of a fabricator. Damn nice guy too. So
I always like that, man. You're hiding there in the corner behind the hood.
I don't need no recognition.
Yeah. So for those that are watching, what we did, it was tear apart this car. I got some pictures I'll share. All right, go ahead.
The way we do it is we buy a parts car from time to time. Usually it's like once a year, maybe once every 2 years. And we buy a parts car. Everybody makes a list of what they need to kind of keep their own cars going. And we basically, I always tell people, we attack this like a bunch of ants, like on a little bug carcass. We tear this whole thing apart where there's nothing left but like a spine. We take this whole car apart. And so we all kind of do a pitch in. We tear it all down. I make my list of stuff that I need, which is usually like small inventory for everybody who calls me at like midnight needing a weird car part. I'm sure
Yep.
there's a guy like that in your neck of the woods. We just happen to be Z32 nerds, and those
Yep.
cars are starting to get to the point where they're getting expensive and parts are getting kind of unobtainium. We've done this with the Datsun 620 before because we needed Datsun
Yep.
620 parts.
Yep.
I'm sure when I get into 370Z World or 350Z World, we'll probably get to that route too, where we're taking stuff apart. So, but
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
You come up, people approach you with the craziest deals, though. That's the crazy part. Like, you just
yeah,
again that random call to me was like, "Hey, no questions asked. I need you to do something for me. What are friends for?" So I'm like, yeah, we pulled up in the morning. We really literally rolled this car, complete, but it didn't run. But we rolled it onto a trailer, traveled across town, brought it back. We dissected this entire thing, not in the driveway, not in the garage, in the street, man.
sweet.
Like,
But I have a system to where I almost don't get any fluids on the floor anymore.
you did
So
pretty good.
I mean, I have stands. I have 4 sets of stands, oils, fluids. I got all that garbage. So anyway,
I think
but we took
overall
it
it
all.
was a.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did a pretty good job with it, and we hadn't worked on. I haven't turned wrenches with you in a minute, so it was kind of nice. So
It was. It was. It was. I think I was able to get some parts myself. So I know you and half the guys that were working with us, that was part of the deal. They're like, come on out. You're going to sweat. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get sunburned. But you know what? You're going to walk away with some parts that you need for a hell of a deal,
yeah, exactly. That's what it's all
Uh,
about. I mean, it's all about, and that to me, this like, I know this seems kind of silly, but this is kind of breeds community for me. You
mhm.
know, if I ever move to a different area or anything that I can ever tell somebody else out there, be that beacon for the community. I mean, keep those cars on the road, and days like this is exactly what it's all about. We all get together and we all check everybody out, and we all get an opportunity to kind of teach at the same time. It's a huge teaching
It
opportunity for a
was.
lot of guys. Randall came out there.
Yeah.
Thompson, he just chimed in. He was one of the guys that showed up for it, and it is the first time he'd ever taken apart a Z32, and he was just learning a lot as we kind of went through the whole process of everything. And so, I had a
And
great
what
time.
better way to learn on a vehicle that's not your own? Much less you're tearing
Yeah,
it down. You're not too worried about scratching anything, or it's not this
yeah,
pristine example. This is the best way to learn.
I
And like you
agree,
said,
100%.
it's community builder.
Yeah, and assuming that you don't have issues with an HOA in your area, HOA be damned. I
Yeah.
advise you. These are the kind of things that get those days going for somebody to just kind of put it on the table, just see what you got, tear it all down, get it done, man. Best thing, but also always have a bill of sale so you can scrap a car legally and you're not leaving it in
Yes,
the
you got to have a
woods.
really quick exit plan. You have to make these arrangements before the car ever makes it in front of your
So,
house. You're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
hey, yeah, it's almost down to like hour per hour scheduling.
hmm
Like you said,
I don't really mess around with this kind of stuff. I do this. I've done enough of these where it's like we're done in 4 or 5 hours, and it's I don't know. It's kind of NASCAR style scheduling. We just do not screw around. We're getting it done.
yeah,
So
you're right. All of us, we all had our own little impact drills. I mean,
mhm.
that's all you heard is brr, 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 brr,
I
bolts
got
coming out, throwing them in the bucket,
yeah.
and
That's what it's all
that's-
about. I had a really good time at that event. So yeah, that was
oh,
cool.
for sure, man. I
And that's
I
how
was able
we
to walk
did it.
away.
We just left that whole carcass just
Yeah.
like that.
Just like
So
that, on the trailer like that, on its way to the salvage yard.
off to
There was
recycling.
nothing left. Yeah, you couldn't sell it to like a pick and pull or anything because we took all
Nah,
the parts. That's the
there's
that's
nothing
the
left.
beauty of it.
Yeah.
I walked away with a few good parts. I actually needed some AC lines. I'm doing because my car is right-hand drive. I have to make like some custom lines,
Mm.
and I was able to take the AC lines off that car. So this summer I'm gonna have AC. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
what a treat. So and then
Yeah.
right, try to flip a few parts, but small stuff, but lots of fun. I'm still burnt. I'm not sure if you can see the line, but hey, that's what happens. Meh.
All right. So let's keep on a schedule tonight. We got a lot of things
Yes.
to go down. Oh, you want to talk to everybody how rich you are now?
Yeah, you want to talk about it? Let me fix my screens here, man. So this weekend, well, sorry, well, this isn't even a
You're rich
Nissan
in
thing,
you're
but
rich in you're rich in car parts from this week, and then
Yeah.
I finally talked you into buying stocks and stuff, right? So
So for those who are watching, I'm sure this isn't the only place you're going to hear it, but this is a big. This last week has been nothing but Dogecoin and this, alternative, um, alternative
it's called
coin-based
cryptocurrency, altcoin.
cryptocurrency.
Yo, man, get up on your terms. All right,
See,
you're
I'm
in the
still
game now.
learning.
You're a player now.
I got
You're in the
skin in the game
game.
now. Yeah,
I got skin in the
exactly.
game.
I bought in. I call me a Robin Hood bro now. Sorry, but hey, maybe a couple years from now, I'll be the one laughing. So, lots to learn. It's stressful though, man. The thing about cryptocurrency, like the way at which it adjusts rate, it's not like a stock where like after 5 o'clock you can walk away and breathe easy. This is 24/7 making adjustments
I'm gonna say
to
for like
value.
car nerds,
Yeah.
it's weird to sit there and watch a display all day long because it's like you're in your car looking for leaks, looking for boost leaks, looking for an engine to overheat. It's like always like, oh damn, I hope nothing goes wrong in that. So if you have like cryptocurrency or like screens and graphs
Hmm.
and pie charts rocking on the right side of you while you're doing your daily whatevers, and you're right, it does get pretty stressful. It's like there's always something there to kind of just
All right, and you.
distract you or take away. And it's like how rich or how poor I'm. Anyway, I'm glad you got in on that. Big kudos to some of the Z32 guys, especially the Nova boys who talked me into buying some of this stuff early on.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
definitely is
yeah.
paying off for me because it's this is I always tell people this is my R32 money.
There
So
you. This is the R32 fund. All right.
this is
Yeah,
R32.
yeah.
It started off as a small little drop in a bucket. I'm like, one of these days I'll get around to getting R32 money and I'll pick something up. So it's kind of a reality now. So it's kind of crazy. Let's see if I ever have the gumption
The
to
gumption.
uh to get an R32. We'll see about that. So
That's
uh
cool.
yeah. So it was a pretty
So
cool week. So we'll see
like
how
you
it
say, you
goes.
said the Nova guys got you into it. You tried getting
Yeah.
me into it about a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm just now listening, but hopefully not too far behind. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I can still have something to gain from it. So it's just about being wise. But I thank you, man. Like you said earlier, I'm going to leave you sorry, I'm going to be learning along the way. But
Hmm.
until that point comes where I'm completely confident, you are my financial advisor. So
Oh yeah, I am your as your attorney. I advise you to buy
yeah,
another 1,000 shares.
no, that's yeah.
But yeah, and you know what's funny is that we were talking about Nissan stock. Actually, Nissan stock was doing pretty darn well as of late. I told people to buy it, and they didn't believe me, and it was like it was an easy double. And when
Yeah,
March hit, I mean, it dropped down pretty nice, and I think it was like at 6, maybe $5 at the lower, and then on
yeah,
the high side, it was like sitting at like 12, 13, I think, at some point. And I was just like, you know what? I was like, I had shares in it, I still do,
yeah.
but I just tell people, it's like buy, invest in the company, like in a sense, But I don't know. That's just me. I'm all about the brand. You know how I roll. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
It kind of
so
brings up a point. I mean, I don't know if that's really something that we want to do. Maybe it is. It's part of the Nissan Nerd podcast. Do we check in on the stock price every once in a while? Like,
I used to, but it
eh,
got too nerdy. Like people thought I was way too nerdy about it, and it's like
it's,
it.
it's what the
It
show
is what it is.
is. I don't know, but yeah,
Maybe you're
who
right. Good
knows, man?
point.
Maybe
So,
maybe when it's on the rise, whenever there's some big gains to be made or had, we can share it. But
well,
uh
talking about living in the moment, I wanted to give a salute out to everybody in the Nissan family,
yes,
um, whom are in good health. Hope everybody's good, doing well out there. And those who can't be with us, I just want to give you a little kampai before we start the day, Mike.
there it is. Woo!
Ooh,
Kanpai,
kampai.
everybody.
Wow.
Whatever you got with you, enjoy it.
Mm. I see you in the corner with that Dr. Pepper. Drink it. Take it down. All right. So we got to go into news, do we?
Let's jump into the news. Go for it,
All
man.
right.
You had the first article.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
You
So
got it.
Nissan actually dropped a little news budget, little piece about the new GTR Nismo dropping out. I'm going to share my
Hmm.
screen here real quick, but
Sure, sure.
dude, yeah. I mean, it's not a huge change from the GTR platform, but there are some styling cues, and the big thing was the unveiling of the new. Oh, you got it. All
Wait,
right,
wait,
nice.
wait. Let's. Is that yours or mine? Did you want? I was
Oh,
looking for
do you want to see
yours.
mine or do I want to see yours?
Excuse me.
Sir, sir. But
If you want to, I'll share mine. It's right here. I'm just gonna have it for background, unless you have a video that you want to share. But it's up to you.
well, how about you show my video? I'm already rocking, baby.
Okay. Good. Well, there you go. Yeah. Now you are in control.
I'm always in control. So, but yeah, so yeah, just kind of talking about the a couple of new things that are happening. Let me see here. Oh God, what's going on? Oh, sorry, some technical difficulties.
Hmm. No
All
worries.
right.
Did it go?
Yeah, give me
You
one
jumped
second.
out.
Hold, slow your roll, baby. Slow your roll. Uh,
Okay.
anyway,
Laptop's a little drunk here. Excuse us, people. There you go. Take two.
that-
You got it.
hold on. I want to show you this one. Hold on.
Hmm.
Because there's two-parter. There's a lot of news that's going on with this new GTR, and I wanted to take a little bit of time and kind of talk about the first one and then go from
Okay.
there. So let's see here.
Go for it.
All right, this is the one I wanted. All right.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So this is Tamura-san kind of talking about the new GT3 that they were launching, and this is actually them at the Nismo headquarters where they design everything. Um, Dude, I was super excited about it. You and I knew about this about a day before it was going to hit because there were some leaks and everything that we found out about.
Yep.
And they're kind of talking about what's happening with this new model. So this is the new GTR Nismo version. What we're calling the Stealth Gray, with some new aerodynamics, some new design options. I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff. To me, it's pretty synonymous with the GT3 car, with a little bit more, a little of the comfort that's in it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much that's already at that platform, and it sounds like they're just kind of tweaking and modifying and just getting it dialed in, and they're really doing all those like weight savings. I heard that as we listen to a lot of what they're talking about, we talk about those old V-spec designs in the R34 and the R32, where they left off exposed panels that were already carbon fiber, but they left them unpainted. So they were
Mm,
kind of saving weights, talking about saving grams. I'm all about that weight savings.
you are.
So yeah, it was pretty cool stuff to see him kind of launch this. They did this on a live platform as well from the Nissan headquarters that are in Japan as well. We
Hmm.
caught that live. It was about an hour and a half presentation of what they were doing, and it looked like they were also potentially combining as well some other things that were happening. But
Yes.
just to kind of talk about it, a few things before I go into that. We've got the new color that's out, which is obviously this
Yeah.
new stealth gray. Now, the concept of that is that at the track, this car kind of takes on a different persona at the in a track setting. It blends in and melds into the ground, and then the color
Oh.
doesn't quite blend in with the track, but it doesn't quite blend in with the sky. It's almost like it's a shadow, which is why they're calling it the stealth gray.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and it took me. I had to go through about three different sessions of reading everything, and I spent about an hour kind of figuring out why the color. Because sometimes there's a rationale of why they do a particular color or why they do a different change on something, and there's an entire
Yeah.
background for it, which is that's pretty cool. What do you think about the new color, Mike?
I really like that color. At least here, in this video, and when especially at the reveal, it has like a bluish. It looks blue, but like you said, once you get it on the track, I think that hue is going to go away. And how you said it's a stealthy, intimidating car. You don't know where it's at, right? That's that stealth, like John Cena, man. You can't see me. That's the kind of thing that's happening with this car, though. I like the red highlights on it. The carbon fiber features look good. I know that uh, I think they were talking about on the hood. I think how you said it's unpainted. You can actually see the pattern of the carbon fiber. I think a lot of the moves that they're making they're very fine. Like you said, it's very fine tuned. It kind of
Hey,
shows you.
hey, give me that screen. Let me
Yeah,
see
see
here.
one more time.
Yeah, I want to show you the other one that they were talking about.
Sure,
And
sure.
this is the live one that they had launched on the 13th, and
Okay.
they were just kind of bringing it up. And Tamura-san brought it on the panel, and he was kind of talking about it. But you're right, the exposed carbon. I mean, that
Yeah.
just all just looks pure sex. So, I mean, what it was.
They said, I think that the fine tuning, horsepower wise, I believe it's the same horsepower, peak horsepower. However, with adjustments they've made specifically to the engine, the result is what they called snappier engine revs and a quicker
Hmm.
turbo spooling. So you've
Well, the
got less
turbos
lag. Yeah,
apparently the turbos got a punch too as well. They modified up the turbos, and that was Tamura-san's quote. It was a bigger punch. So definitely
punch.
they either they you know I mean they're not just throwing any old turbos on there. Everything's modified for a purpose, and built to spec. So I mean it's at another level.
And you
So
mentioned that GT3 class turbo. It's the same turbo from their GT3 competition class GT-R on this street legal car. So it's a
yeah.
very, very powerful setup that they've got. I can't imagine them being able to go much further than this. I think it makes me wonder. With this amount of fine tuning they have, how soon is it that we will see a new chassis for them to play with? Obviously this generation's been around for better part of a decade, a little more than
Mhm.
that. It's like, well, they're really putting the cherry on top at this point. What else is left? Uh,
Yeah, I can't see them changing the GTR. I mean, a total redesign. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
probably see it. I can't see a new GTR coming out for at least another 2 to 3 years. So I think we're going to be with this design, which is don't and take this as it is. It's pretty epic. It's going to be hard to improve on this design and
yeah,
changing out the chassis. I mean, if
performance
they
wise,
do, if
yeah,
they do a redesign, I mean, I wonder now. You start getting into that. Are they staying with the same old chassis? Are they staying with and doing a complete workup from the top? I mean, I don't know. Who's to say? But I, with everything that's happening in the world and everything that's happening financially with Nissan, because they are moving in this new perspective, and they are just making sure that they're they're having continued
yeah,
continued profit for the future, continuing
yeah,
with that motivation. So they very much have cut off the fat in the last few years to
yeah,
make sure that they're giving everybody what they want. They're making sure they're putting out a product out there that people will buy, and they're
okay,
making statements right now,
yeah,
by limiting everything. And I
it's true,
and I
it's
think
true.
it's probably the way to go. They were ahead. I've said this many times before. They were ahead of the curve just by coincidence with everything that happened with Gozen.
Yep, yep,
And it kind of put them in a weird spot to where they were in an advantage where they were already streamlining everything
hmm,
before everything even came up with COVID in March. So
true, true.
yeah.
I think performance-wise, though, definitely, no one's complaining about the power. It's plenty to have a lot of fun, and then, of course, these engines are super robust. So you're going to see them obviously continue to be at the performance shops, making nearly double the power that it currently has. For one, in terms of, and I do definitely see this car still happening. For the foreseeable future, whether a new generation comes out later, it really depends. I think now that the attention, because for the longest time enthusiasts have been throwing so much, um, telling Nissan, hey, we need the new Z car. That was where all the need for improvement was. That's what the customers were telling Nissan. And now that that's over with and the new generation is coming out shortly, it's like that focus is going to change. What's the next thing within the Nissan lineup in general that's going to need that improvement? And I
Yeah.
think the GTR is not too far from being next.
Well, I
About
mean,
a
I
year or
think
two.
I think right now it's like you have to walk that fine line as a company where you're not competing with yourself. What I mean by that is your flagship sports cars. You've got
Yeah.
the new the new Z that's going to hit the ground running here, the 35, the
Yep.
Z35, and then you've got the GTR. So you've got to seesaw it back and forth. You can't have both of them launch at the exact same time. It wouldn't make sense.
That kind of
Um,
makes sense too, because honestly, this generation GTR and the 370 came out within a year of each other.
mhm.
So strategically, that may not have been a good idea. I think maybe, I mean, granted, there was at that time, 10 years ago, there was you know, a an initiative, that aggression from Nissan to get both of these models and bring that excitement. But yeah, 10 years later, it's like, well, man, maybe we need to stagger these releases to keep the enthusiasm going between these two models.
I
And that's a good
agree.
point. That's a good point, man. I like that. that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So I say, yeah, a few more years, maybe. In that case, maybe three. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously, multiple iterations, multiple body changes and aerodynamic changes to keep things interesting. The power is there; no one's complaining about that. So,
Yeah.
a couple more years. I mean, like I said, I'm not complaining, but I think it's definitely a thought now, so that they can definitely deliver later.
Now there was also some news at the end of this segment, almost the part two of it, that
Yeah,
you wanted to talk about.
I did. So it was actually really, really cool. So as Nissan was giving this unveiling of the 2022 Nissan GT-R, they were actually announcing essentially a I don't know if you want to call it a special edition, but I'll go ahead and share my screen here. A partnership with McDonald's, and I'll go ahead and press play to display in the background.
JDM McDonald's.
JD and McDonald's, yes. Let me tell you that it's probably not going to be the
Oh, we'll go through it. Well, let's
American
let it run
version.
for a quick second. Yeah, go for it.
That should be working now. So, anyway, Nissan and McDonald's are partnering and providing essentially a scale model GTR with their, now they don't call them Happy Meals in Japan, they call them Happy Sets. So
Makes
in their
sense.
Happy Sets, essentially kids meal, they're an adult meal too. The adults can eat from the kids meals too. That's not a thing. And I think because of this, with Nissan's partnership, you're going to see a lot of adults eating out of a childhood box. But oh man, I wish you would play here. What is going on? There you go. All right. So part of the reveal though was Nissan rolling out with a McDonald's edition GTR. I think this was a one-off. This isn't like something you're going to be able to buy at a dealership. It was simply for promotion. And as we get a little bit further here, you'll see this gold-wrapped Nissan GTR. Miles, you're a big fan of gold. I thought, what did you think about this
Who's
car?
not a fan of gold? All right. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I like shiny things. If I was a fish, I'd be the first fish that takes that bite out of that lure that's just covered in glitter. Yeah, that would be me. But it's just I love, I love shiny stuff. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just it's the
Yeah,
oh,
I
look at
like this
that.
promotion. Look at this big box happy set.
Damn, homie.
Boom! Nissan
Damn.
GTR. Again, this is the Nismo 2022. It's got a gold wrap. Same red highlights and accents on the aerodynamics. And this is the reveal of the GTR Happy Sets, the model car. They're partnered with Tomica. I think that's the way you say it, though. That
Yep.
this car model culture in Japan is huge. All ages, whether you're a kid or adult, car model culture is very, very big and popular in Japan. So again, with this promotion, you're going to be able to drive up to a McDonald's and grab these limited edition GTR models. Now there's two of them. There is the gold model, and then you have the gray, which I would want to call the stealth gray GTR. These two options. Now the GTR is not the only model that's part of this lineup. There are a total of 5 models. The other 3 are non-Nissan. You've got a Suzuki Jimny, a Toyota 86, and a Mitsubishi Delcia that is part of this lineup, though. But the majority, you can say, is Nissan. I mean, you've got 2 Nissans and 3 other car models. They didn't mention the scale. I'm assuming with Tomica, they have their signature scale of car. Looking through the multiple articles on this, I couldn't find that number though, but it is essentially hand size, this model. And the promotion is only 2 weeks long. So in Japan, from April 30th to May 13th, about a 2-week window, you're going to be able to walk up and grab one of these GTRs as part of the happy set. So for those who are interested, or those who are in the area, if you've got some buddies that are stationed there, if you live there, man, try to get your hands on one of these things. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, let's just call it what it is. It's going to be in Japan. We're not going to say we're not going to get it. Josh Chrome just um, uh, mentioned something. He goes, yeah. He goes, we're not
Yeah.
going to get it. It's going to be in Japan. We're not going to get it. Which to me is McBullshit. But it's like, come Come on, man.
Come on.
I want it. So now I got to
We
buy it
would
on
love
Joss
this.
for like $150
Yeah, you're
for the
right too.
scale toy.
I could see these very soon after April 30th or whenever these come out. That you're going to see these on the auction sites. This is going to be something that is going to increase in value. You're literally being paid. For those of you in Japan, you're getting a free meal just by grabbing a few of these happy sets
Oh,
and
dude,
just
there's gonna be
flipping these cards.
for us nerds. Oh, forget about it.
Oh
There's
yeah,
gonna
dude.
go. So stop it right there. Give me a pause. I want to
Pause,
talk
pause,
about
pause.
something. All right,
Did it
hit
work?
me. Pause.
Got it,
No.
got it. I paused you.
All right, pause. Now I
Yeah.
want to bring something up. So obviously
Okay.
they're not just going to sell GTR toys with Tamika. They're going to go ahead and push all these other options. What else we got going on there?
So I mentioned earlier that was the Suzuki Jimny. This is the one in yellow. The
Mm-hmm.
Toyota 86 is in red.
Yeah.
The Mitsubishi Delcia here. Now you've got the GTR in gray, and this is what they called the mystery vehicle. I think me and you talked about this a little earlier. I think this is the McDonald's edition scale model that they're
You think
offering.
that's the gold? The
It
gold
has to be.
GTR?
It has to be. I mean, why would they not? Why do they invest so much time in that? From McDonald's point of view, that is their flagship for this promotion. They got to have a model of their own flagship car, right?
All right. So you're saying that Mitsubishi SUV is not their flagship. Okay, that makes sense.
I doubt it.
Just
Really, I mean, again, everybody's got their own, equal
no,
playing field
I
here.
think
If
you're
you're a
100%
Jimny fan,
dead on
yeah.
it. So we figured out the mystery box, right? We figured out the what's going to be in it. But
Oh
damn,
yeah, yeah.
I was
Hey,
like,
by
I
the
wish
way,
we would have
Miles.
got it. Yeah, would have got it.
Yeah. By the way, have you ever eaten at the McDonald's Japan? Like, and me and you have been there at separate times, but did you have a chance to eat out of McDonald's in Japan?
Unfortunately, I did not. The only Americano food that I had was
Uh
a
huh.
KFC, which was it was weird. It was like
Really?
they're all about the Colonel. It was
Okay.
like there was like a Colonel standing there, like, and a girl was like in the Colonel with this. She had this with the thing and the thing,
No
and I
way.
was like,
It was a girl dressed up as the Colonel.
yeah, in the place, which was like kind of crazy. And then she was like, she took our order, and it was like we just had enough to like walk by and grab something. I forgot it was like
Yeah.
Akihabara or something. But yeah, so
Yeah.
but I mean, in McDonald's, like I didn't get a chance. But you obviously got a chance to do that. Tell me
I
what's the deal.
did. I stopped in there for it was somewhere in between trips. Walked in. Honestly, I was really doing my best to kind of gauge how different it is. And honestly, it was more affordable and it tastes better. I mean, naturally, I mean the food just tastes better. I mean, obviously, I think Japanese take a lot of pride in their work, and there's a high level of quality. As opposed to some guy, that's down the street here, man, some teenager.
I don't know, man. McDonald's is pretty automated altogether. I mean, that's the whole point of what they do. I think it's because, and this is just me. I'm going to talk like like I'm my healthy wife, who always feeds me the healthy stuff. But she will always say, in other countries, like what we do for food here is illegal. So like the pink slime 99-cent McDonald's burger doesn't
Yeah.
fly like in Japan and the UK and everywhere else. Josh Matheson chimed in and goes, "You missed the greatest McDonald's in the world." He's probably right.
There you go. He was stationed in Japan for, I believe, right?
He
No,
lived there
yes,
for a
yes.
minute.
That's where I
Yeah,
met him. I met him in
that's
Japan.
where I
Yeah,
met him too as well.
yeah,
That's I
that's
took
true.
yeah. I just got off a flight and I literally was just like, after however long that flight is to get to Japan, he was like he was probably the first or second person I ever met in Japan. And he was just like, and we were starting to talk about his Z31 that he had a GTR motor stuffed into it. And he goes, we were talking about the pains of registering a car in Japan and all the hoops
Ooh.
that they have to go through of
Oh,
doing that.
absolutely. The older
But
the car gets, I mean, and that's a good example too. Side topic about Japan and the older vehicles is that because of the stringent regulations about the quality of vehicle that's allowed on Japanese roads, these older cars that you see are honestly pristine examples, well maintained vehicles. And typically, if you have an older vehicle in Japan, is that you are essentially considered you are wealthy because there is definitely a lot of investment that's
damn,
involved.
homie, I'm rich.
Yeah,
Just-
you get that Doge money, man, and then
I got
you're
that
setting it
Doge
off.
money and I got that old car money. Damn.
I know you
So
mentioned earlier too. You're talking about the food here too. The mix. What would you call it? The pink slime.
The pink slime. That's what it is. I mean, let's call it what it was. It's all the gelatin and the fats that they put in. I'm not going to sidetrack the show by talking about how McDonald's cuts the cost on their beef, but it is what it is. Like but if you're hungover and only you and God are judging you at 2 a.m. after you've been at the club, guess what? Yo,
McDonald's.
get the Happy Meal. It's all right. You're gonna
Ki-
order a Happy Meal. You're not gonna get the GTR. You're probably gonna get like a
the
little
van, the minivan.
the minivan, or you're probably gonna get a My Little Pony toy. Don't get too excited. Don't get too drunk. Remember, you can't get it here locally, so we'll just go for
Side note too, man. You mentioned little things. Um, the difference between Japanese food, food in Japan versus the same things that we receive here are different in Japan. When I drink soda, not so often these days, but when I do, it's Dr. Pepper, right? And of course, their slogan is 23 flavors, right? Which is kind of cool, though. Now that I think about it, 23 Nissan. Like, man, there's a reason why I like Dr. Pepper. That's kind of
You're
funny.
just justifying your Dr. Pepper addiction. That's all it is.
It's
You're
true.
like, it happens to be 23. And then
It
next thing you
happens.
know, it starts off right now. I'm going to tell you right now, it starts off in your 30s as this. And then by 50s, you're just that crazy conspiracy nut smoking cigarettes in the corner talking about the number 23. Just stop
Total
now.
conspiracy, man. 23. They got plugged into my brain, man. There's no way that
Dr.
I don't.
Pepper is just all they're trying to sell is you sugar water, baby. Don't get too excited about it.
But this is what I wanted to share with you, man. Oh, I got something for you, man. Let me see if it's shared
We got
here.
23 favors US. What do we got in JP?
In Japan, Dr. Pepper has 20 flavors. Let me zoom in
20.
on that. 20 flavors.
Are you
Just
sure
like you
it's on
said.
20 fluid ounces?
No. This is a 16-ounce can. Like, no, I literally had one of these cans just because it shocked me so much. Dude, honestly, like you said, your wife is right, man. Some of the things that we get here would be considered illegal in other countries because obviously there are 3 ingredients in the U.S. Dr. Pepper that is illegal in Japan, dude. So honestly, what they pump into us is crazy, dude.
Oh. We're just harder to kill. That's all it is. So
Yeah, we're just harder to kill.
we're just tougher. That's it.
You would think with all these preservatives that they pump into us, we'd last longer.
We're gonna last forever. Our corpses will last forever. Our corpses, we will be like tomb, King King Tut's tomb. Will just be solidified, mummified for life.
Mummified.
Mummified. Big. That's the word of the day. Is mummified.
Mummified.
All right. That was pretty good, man. So
yeah.
Well, excellent McDonald's and Dr. Pepper coverage. Now that we've covered the sponsors,
Now that we the sponsors,
you're just trying to get this money. You're getting this money from you're getting your money from Dogecoin. You're getting your money from McDonald's, and you're getting your DP money. I see what you're doing here, Mike. You're hijacking and you're selling out. You're selling out.
Oh, man, yeah, right, yeah. Hey, man, I didn't sell out. I bought in. Okay, there's a difference.
Nice. All right. So there's also some other news that's coming out in the toy world. We'll just call it that a little bit. I heard something was coming down the Hot Wheels pipe.
I did. So obviously, if you are a car enthusiast, there's no way you're not walking down a toy aisle every once in a while at your local, store looking for the latest Nissan Hot Wheels model. So just recently, we've got a new Hot Wheels model. I'll share my screen on this, and this is the Nissan R390 Hot Wheels. Now, personally, I don't have one yet. I know I'm going to be looking for some right away. I've got some buddies who run inventory at certain stores, so
I've got feelers out. I got my people.
Yeah, I got feelers out, man. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
If they're listening, I'm going to be calling you right after this. Yeah.
I can't believe how much of the show we've dedicated to toys, which
this
is crazy.
This has actually been a toy-themed episode, hasn't it?
We're pretty nerdy. Yeah, we're nerds, right? So it is. And the sad part is we like to not talk about how much toys we have, Nissan toys and Datsun toys, but it's pretty sad, dude. I got quite a bit. I'm going to say everybody in this live stream right now has toys in their closet, in their garage, and then it's not that we're addicted. We're just supporting the brand. That's what.
Yeah. Again, just like my excuses with the Dr. Pepper, man. We can make all the excuses we want. But it is fun though because you get the different colors and then you get the different. I mean, the Hot Wheels market in general, that is an economy of its own. If you were to literally focus your time and energy and money into the Hot Wheels game, I don't know if you can make. I don't know if you can make a living, but you can make some extra scratch on the side with a Hot Wheels hustle, man. I really think you can. This R390 is probably going to be on the top of the list most recently here. It says here, of course, obviously with the 1/64 scale. Again, essentially, this article was talking about the author's love for this model car, and specifically during the Gran Turismo series and all. But getting back into it, the Hot Wheels hustle is a real thing, dude. I mean, have you ever bought cars through other than walking into a store? I mean, I think we're all guilty of it, right?
Yeah, we're all guilty. I mean, there's no getting around it. So,
I know we're not the only ones. I know we've got a few friends. And what I did here, I'll share on my next screen. This is actually the Hot Wheels market on eBay, which obviously is a popular market for being able to. It is that convenience for not having to search through like the barrel of cars, with the bent pieces of cardboard. You're as a grown man, you're almost embarrassed sometimes to be digging through that barrel in the middle of Walmart trying to find, some limited edition model.
well, it doesn't really get bad until you have to throw bows on the little 5-year-old kid in there when he snatches that. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, there was a little kid, there was a little 240SX one that I was getting ready to grab, and I'm just saying, bam.
yeah,
And then, when the mom looks at me, she's like, "What happened to my kid?" It's like, he fell, It's like, it happens. Don't touch my Hot Wheels, kid. You might get hurt.
exactly. Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
there is a market for these things. Honestly, my brother, I just found out my brother is in the Hot Wheels hustle game right now. He'll go out
He's in the Hot
buying.
Wheels hustle, man.
I swear to God, I didn't even know this. My own
Dude, it
brother
goes
at the
it,
moment.
it goes deeper. I'm pretty sure you can find Hot Wheels on dark web, but I'm just saying in some capacity for some reason. But there's like a whole like slew of Hot Wheels people that like mod. They're called modders, and what they do is, and there's terminology for all this stuff.
Mhm.
They call it slanging 164. That's the scale model for it,
That's the
and
street talk of it.
it's a street talk it, and it's like, you
Yeah.
want rivet or non-rivet, homie? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, what's the deal? Like, I don't know. I'm new in the game. I'm just, I'm buying dime bags. I don't know what's going on. And they're just like, all right, so check it out, yo. We got rivet, unriveted. So rivet is where they drill out the rivets on the bottom because there's two rivets. They'll drill them
Yeah.
out and they take it, they disassemble it, and then they customize and paint they'll customize to paint the body to whatever you want. Then they watercolor drop in little marks on it, and they can customize it ever. I had a 620 that I had modified for to look like that GTR, the Calsonic GTR 23,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I had a guy make 3 of them for me. He charged me $20 a piece for it, but I paid $20 a piece because I'm a nerd that way. But he did them all. They're beautiful. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, dude, you can find anything done like that. I saw a dude do a Datsun 510 with a Motul theme, and it was just like, dude, it
Oh
was nice.
wow.
But it gets, I'm telling you, the Hot Wheels game and the black hole that is that game is deep. Is deep.
It is
So I'm
deep.
telling you. So
Like you said, it was almost black market. You always say, "Hey, I'm looking for some Hot Wheels." They're like, "Do you want an automatic Hot Wheel or or semi-automatic Hot Wheel?" It's just
just
it's like code
that's a
of what's
Texas
going
gun
on here.
reference, but not
Yeah,
everybody will get
yeah,
that.
yeah,
All
yeah.
my East Coast homies won't get all that. But
Not for sure. But look at these
uh,
prices though, man. $9.99 for a car model. You know these things cost
but
like
guess what?
94 cents. Yeah.
What's funny is now that we listed on there, somebody's going to end up buying that. I like we'll
Oh
refresh
yeah.
it. It's probably gone already.
Right,
So,
yeah, exactly. But think about it. I mean, if these things cost 94 cents a piece, selling for $9, okay, you take away the free shipping, you're still making like an 800%
dude,
return. Like if
you
you
want
do
to
this
talk about
in mass, yeah.
yeah. But now it gets even nerdier than that. They're looking for mistakes. Like, say, for instance, I don't know, they put
Oh,
like Dodge Challenger wheels on this R30 390 because some guy stayed up late the night before, drinking a little bit too much and then had to go to work at the Hot Wheels factory and put the wrong wheels on it. Those mistake cars are worth like ridiculous money. I've seen them go for like 50, 60, $70. Ridiculous.
when
And
they
then there's
have those, yeah, like I said,
yeah,
yeah,
and then you
those
got
defect
guys that are
cars.
scamming that like will take apart the boxes and make mistake ones and then put them back together. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like,
Oh, dude.
it is a it's a whole subculture onto
Yeah.
itself. So just throwing it out
Counterfeit,
there.
counterfeit, defective Hot Wheels. There's a market for counter.
There is, dude. I know, and it's like we're totally nerding out about this way too hard. But
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
All
But
right. You're
anyway,
right. You're right.
we're
You're
not
right.
going
This
to
is
go too much into it. But I'm just saying, when you get a chance and you want to spend way too much money on an addiction that your wife is going to frown or your significant other is going to frown on you on, just
yeah.
type in like custom Hot Wheels Nissan and custom Hot Wheels Dalton. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I just introduced you to crack. So yeah,
Wow. I just crack.
yeah. For real, for real. It's weird, and it's like I try not to do it because it's not real, blah blah blah. But let's go to some of the comments so we make sure we're
Yes,
not
yes,
missing out
yes.
on
You guys
something.
are on Facebook Live. Thank you for being here. We definitely want to be interactive with you guys. Thank you for contributing. Please continue to contribute. Another one from Josh Chrome here says, "Wouldn't it be great as a treasure hunt to have one of those R390s with authentic rubber tires?" That was
I'm
the
telling you,
thing,
Josh,
right? Yeah.
I'm telling you, fool. I got a guy on the Hot Wheels game that can get you legit rubber tires on that R390. I'm telling you, I know him. All right. That's- but
Absolutely, man.
all right.
It's some good stuff, guys. Guys, for those of you that are with us, again,
Josh,
thanks for being here. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Josh said
Definitely
we
want to hear
missed the
from you.
greatest McDonald's in the world. Of course, he was stationed there,
Right.
so. And I'm just saying, I don't know if he packed on some pounds or got some muffin top from it, but I'm just saying Josh is super fit. I'm just breaking his chops, but anyway. What is Settle?
Absolutely.
Oh, Brian Settle, Mr. Z Days chimed in. What did he
Mr.
say?
Zdays, yes, he did. Now he gave us a link. I'll have to open this
Oh,
link. Oh, I
I'm
can't.
gonna open it. We're gonna open it. It's gonna be something so inappropriate. It's gonna get us banned for life.
You know
I'm
what's
just
funny?
kidding.
I can't click on the link. It's just the way this software works. Dang it! It's probably.
Well,
Hey, maybe it's for the best, man. Like you said, we don't want to get
no,
banned.
actually, it's his Z Days poster. I think it is. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
I
So.
think he's talking about here. He did send a follow up. The actual dash of a R390. I guess it must be
See,
something for
I'm telling
sale.
you, no. You know what it is? It's a Hot Wheels custom. Like you can make the dashes because you can even change out the seats in the Hot
Oh,
Wheels things, dude. I'm telling you, it nerds out at an epic level. Like it gets crazy. Like model train dudes, like
yeah.
and the Hot Wheels dude, like
Model train.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
telling you, for real, for real. There's got to be, and there's probably groupies. You know what I mean? Like there's convention. Like you don't know how deep this goes, Mike D. I'm just saying, brother.
It's
I'm
true.
just
You're
saying.
right. I absolutely don't, man. And there
It's a
is. It's a
subculture,
dark.
baby.
It's a deep
It's a
hole,
dark.
baby.
It's a dark, dirty world where you're gonna go in and not come out the same person. Just all right. So I
Moving
got
on, right?
I got something else I wanted to give a shout out to. I got a
Okay.
little bump on Facebook here a minute ago, and we always appreciate people that are following us and continuing to support it. But John Papa Papa Sergia sent me this note a minute ago. I don't know if you guys can see that
Okay.
here.
Looking at here. Boom.
So he's watching us. Now hold on, let me take it back real quick.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's watching us while he's in his garage. And that's the way you should live your life. You should be
Yeah.
in your garage and we should just be background noise. Because nobody really wants to hear about Mike's Hot Wheel addictions.
Thanks, man.
Oh, damn, homie.
Oh man, you are in the
Oh,
ultimate man cave there, dude. Thanks for being with us.
oh,
Oh,
oh my God.
that's impressive.
We're coming over his house.
Keep them coming, dude. Yeah, yeah, man.
All he needs is a kegerator, and I think we're set, dude.
I'm pretty sure he's got one there somewhere.
He needs a
Yeah.
kegerator, WD-40 on the shelf, ready to rock at all times, in open position. No safety on that WD-40 whatsoever. That's how it should be.
Dude,
But
thanks for being
kudos
with
on the
us. That's
badass
awesome, dude.
garage, dude.
He's got one of the most rarest Z32 there. He's got the what was it, the Cocoa Brown? I'm missing the name of it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
One of the most
we call
rarest.
it the BS brown, the baby-ish brown. Yeah, that's what we used to call them on the TT.net circuit.
That
But
is the
yeah,
rarest Z32 there. Yeah,
yeah.
literally, it's
Kudos, man.
more than purple, more than gold. Sorry, midnight purple, more than gold.
All right.
That brown is super rare.
Super cool,
All
man.
right.
But thank you for the shout out and the assistance on that and the support. We love that.
Thanks, John. Yeah.
And John, if you could hear us right now, get your ass back to work. I'm working on some of those cars. So All right, we got
Wow.
more material that we got to cover over.
We
We
do.
got to talk about motorsports. A lot happened in
Motorsports
the last
update.
week. So
Yes.
let's see here.
So you've
Uh,
got the first article. You are covering the GT Super GT
Super
class.
GT 2021. Yeah. They
Yeah.
just had the last race just last week.
Uh huh.
A lot went down from it. Let me see if I can share my screens. But
Look.
yeah, I am super, super happy about everything that happened recently with the series. I mean, the
There we
this is
go.
just some highlights from it, but yeah, I mean, Nissan's doing really well. We had talked about this before about Nissan in the 400, excuse me, in the 500 series and then the 300 series. I mean, they've got the mold tool, they've got the Realize folks in the Realize college team on the 300. They
Okay.
kicked ass. They actually ended up taking first, and I'll put the race results here in just a little bit. But
Okay.
they ran a consistent, solid race. They led the entire time for the most part. And then, in the 500 series, it's a lot more competitive. Nissan's been doing their best to try to rank up there. Unfortunately, it became a bit of a superfest for the first, second, and third places up
Okay.
there when everything was said and done. But I think this. This team in the 300, the Realize team, is really kicking butt this last year. They ended up taking it tops. They won last year. And so,
Yeah.
kudos to them. I think they're running a tight program. They're just doing so damn well. And I'm so like happy for them. And this is just a solid program that they're just doing all the way through. They've really been doing great. Here are the official racing results
Okay.
in the 500. This is how we came out. Supra, 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 Supra. Nobody cares. NSX. Nobody cares. Supra. NSX. NSX. We came in. Craftsman Sports Motul came in, finished on a ninth. We got my Calsonic Impool homies coming in at 10th place.
Mm,
And after that, it was pretty much the GTR Realize. They've got a team in the 500 series. They ended up finishing out the pack. But in the
okay.
300,
Yeah.
Realize Technical College came in first, man.
Hell yeah. All right, man. That's great to hear.
again again off to a good start. They're doing really, really good. So kudos to them. I'm really, really proud of what the results are kind of putting out this year. If you get a
Hmm.
chance, get on the GT channel homepage, like those folks, and you can really get some really good live action of everything that's kind of happening with the teams and all the races and everything. So we got more
Awesome.
motorsports to go over. We
Yes.
both watched a race with the EDAMs recently, right? It was
Formula
just
E. Yes. Yes.
last
Yes.
week, right? Yeah, it was back
This
to
was
back,
this.
double header, homie. Go.
It was, yes. This is actually awesome, pretty awesome. Similar to what's happening with the GT Super GT class, the season's just starting. So this last weekend was rounds 3 and 4 of the Formula E. I've got a video here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll run it in the background for you guys. Lots happening. Oh shoot, hold on. Lots happening with the Nissan team. Again, this last weekend here. They were running through the streets of Rome. You've got which the roads in general, when you get to a street course like this, the track is very, very narrow. Again, you're seeing in here, you've got
It's that
such
hairpin.
tight
Oh, that.
clearances, man. The
Yeah,
entire time, it was
that's it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So getting into the Nissan team though, for round 3, Buemi qualified 9th and Rowland qualified 3rd. Getting into the race, Rowland actually had he started in 3rd. About 5 minutes into the race, the first and second place guys
This
collided.
is
So he
it.
was in first place very, very quickly into the race. But soon after, he had a penalty, which was he had to drive through the pits. That was his penalty for
10-second
giving
penalty. Yeah.
10 seconds. It was for giving too much power.
Too
I
much
really need to
power.
look into this more about how this really works. The Formula E, system and
It's a
rules are
totally
completely
different.
different.
It's crazy. It's like, I mean, watching it on on the first round and then the second round. It's
Yeah.
crazy how many penalties they hand out. Like I was just like, hell yeah! I was like, Roland's gonna in first place, and then all of a sudden he's bumped down to like ninth, and I'm like, dude, what the hell, bro? Like I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
totally bummed. I was watching it on a Saturday, I think it was like Saturday and Sunday, and I was
Yeah.
just like, hell yeah! And it was just it's so intense because
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's so crazy. Then they have these power adders, which are more Mario Kart than anything else you've ever seen in your life. So they have these little pads that they run over and they give them extra boosts.
Yep.
And it's just like, I'm just waiting for the red turtle to come out. I mean, other than that, it's
Yeah.
just like, it's so crazy. And then the racing is really crazy. These streets, it's super tight. That corner that we're just showing right there, that was
Yep.
that hairpin turn, accident
Every
after
accident
accident right there.
over and over
So,
again. Yeah, yeah. That
uh,
penalty alone for Rowland took him from P1 to I believe like P13. That's how
yeah.
crazy it
It,
was. It
it
was
killed him down, and he still and that fool. Sorry, I say that fool. That dude, that
yeah.
amazing young gentleman, worked his way back up to like I think he finished out. What did he finish out in the last race? Like it was
P
like
round
nine.
3 he P12 actually. P12.
Dang.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. There was a lot of contact again with these narrow roads. You had Buemi was not. He had his share of contact as well. He was very, very defensive in his driving.
Yeah.
He didn't, from what I can tell, he wasn't penalized, but he did have some close calls. Had he been a little bit more aggressive, he really could have found himself in the wall with a lot of these tracks here too. Honestly,
I mean,
man.
look at that right there. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's contact after contact after contact, and these are city roads. So there's
Yep.
one section where we passed it a minute ago, but
Yep.
like this guy hit there's a manhole, and the
Yes.
manhole just destroys all the like traction for like 1.1 seconds for everybody. It's right there, and
Yep.
I think that's gonna they just lose all the damn traction. And this is
Yep.
just this particular course, but I mean that is just amazing. This reminds me of
Absolutely.
like the old SEMA days when they would run on a back course, and remember people would just lose it, and that was it.
Yeah.
They were gone. That was the end of it. Man, it's like so intense. I mean, look at this. I think it's coming up right here. Look at that.
Absolutely.
It's just
Oh,
contact
so close.
almost after contact.
That's two
So
things, though, man. I'll be honest with you, because Rowland, I think of round 3 and 4, he had the most taken away from him. Again, he was at P1 and had that penalty. That was round 3. In round 4, the last lap, he had to find his way out of a spin out, and I think he lost at least 3 places. He finished P16 at the end of round 4.
I think
But
it was that same hairpin too. He just had to spin that out. Anyway, we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
nerd out about it.
These cars, just in general, man, these cars are fairly fragile, man. You'll see these accidents, and you just can't believe it sometimes. Not as robust as if you're following F1.
Look,
These
that's it.
cars,
That's it. That was
this
the
is
one I
that
was
last
talking about.
lap. That last lap spin out. Yep,
He had
yep.
it. He had it.
He really
And it was
did.
just like, and
Oh, it's
apparently he used
crazy.
too much. Yeah, yeah, too much power.
Anyway, at
Yeah.
the end of the weekend, the Nissan team brought in 12 points as a constructor. Nissan is currently 9th as a constructor for the 2021 season. Granted, we're still only finished with 4 rounds, and this season is a total of 10 rounds. So we got 6 left. So there's definitely more time to make up a winning position for this season. The season's not over yet. Again, last year Nissan placed 2nd. Again, currently they're 9th, but there is still opportunity. Don't count them out just yet.
Yeah.
Rounds 5 and 6 are actually happening this weekend. It's happening in Spain. It is the first time that they're competing at the Circuit Ricardo Torma in Valencia, Spain.
That's pretty
first
good.
time there.
That's pretty good for a public school kid. Yeah, you did great.
You heard me, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Good job.
I like to roll my R's, man. So yeah,
no, that's so good. I was so impressed.
Now, if you do want to watch where you can watch the practice, qualifying, and the race, it can be done here. CBS Online it seems to be the primary way that you can catch these races, but you can also catch it on YouTube, the Formula E website, the Formula E app, and then later on demand, you can watch the recap of all the races through the YouTube channel. So
and it's crazy because it's like a whole weekend of racing. I mean, it's literally qualifying race, and just the commentators, like they'll occasionally slip and they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I messed that up," because it's been back-to-back headers for like 72 hours for them of just like racing coverage.
That's a lot to keep up.
that is a lot to keep up for any commentator, anybody doing that workload. But yeah, I mean, what I like about this now, what's making it exciting for me, is like when it comes up, it's like a racing weekend. I can see literally Nissan racing in an event all
Two
weekend
full
long.
races.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can run it the whole time. They're doing either doing
Saturday.
qualifying, they're doing prep, they're doing they're doing race. I mean, and the races are fairly quick. I mean, what they went through, I don't know, felt like it was like an hour,
I
hour and
think
a
the way they
half.
do it, it's like 45 minutes plus one lap. So in general,
Yeah,
if you've got an hour a day, you can definitely watch the Grand Prix at the least.
yeah.
It's very timely. Even with the busiest of schedules, you should be able to find some time. Granted, with the different time zones, different story, but you can definitely fit in an hour
It
pretty
was cool.
easily in most cases.
Yeah. So again, if you aren't checking it out, you should definitely check it out. The racing's there. It is a real sport, real motorsports event. I would highly recommend checking it out because it does get pretty intense. So yeah, the coverage is great. So all right.
Absolutely, man.
So we are running out of we're gonna run over today, but I don't give a damn. Let's have fun.
We're
So
doing good though. Yeah, I'm
all
definitely
right.
feeling it, and we got a good flow going on, man.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about your flow. Just kidding.
My flow.
All right. We got a
Yes.
back alley chat. We haven't done one in a while. You're supposed to hit me with a question. What do you got?
So this came to me last week. Just thinking, I think it's a very, very loaded topic. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And for those of you that are online, honestly, I wanted to open up the floor to you guys. So if you've got a story where you can relate, write in the comments, and we're going to share your story after me and you, Miles, we talk for a few minutes. But you guys are next. Please write in the comments. Give us your feedback, and we want to definitely interact with you guys. So the topic is regrets. Now, regrets. It's a pretty wide topic, right? But in terms of being a car enthusiast, there's always a purchase that you made, or maybe a purchase that you didn't make that you regret, and that might either be that. Let's just take, for example, a 240 SX guy. Because of the drift tax, those cars are skyrocketing through. But as a person, you may have had the opportunity to buy one dirt cheap, and now you're kicking yourself in the butt for having not taken advantage, right? So those are the examples of types of regrets that that each of us could have. Same thing is that what if we had the opportunity to we sold something and later on that price skyrocketed or it
Man,
became more rare and now you can't even get your hands on one or
you're
you need it
just
back.
you're just opening up a whole bag of hurt for
I
everybody.
did. I
Tell me
did,
about
man.
the thing that makes you cry at night.
The
I'm
thing,
like, oh, Mike, Jesus
and
Christ.
I won't lie. There was a story. I am haunted. This whole topic came from a Facebook timeline. They give you the memories every day of what you did every day. This
Oh,
is
you're
kind of
talking
what's
about your
haunted.
Facebook memories that remind you of how stupid you were. Yeah, I got you.
Yes, yes.
Just
I have a story, and I'll start first, man. I do have a story though, but it definitely is a regret, and there were some lessons learned at the end that me, getting older, being more wiser. Yeah, I'm
really,
definitely smart. So live vicariously through me.
I won't make the same mistakes you made. Go on and
All
tell
right,
me.
so back alley chat regrets. Okay, my story is when I was. This is back 2007, 2008. So we're about definitely easily over a decade ago. I owned a 94 Nissan 300ZX. 94 was a good year. 94, I think, in my opinion, 94 and 95 year model 300ZXs is probably one of the best years you can get because you had a lot more safety features added. The seat,
Nerd.
yeah, I know,
Moving
and it
on.
was just before we got into OBD2. That's all I'm gonna say.
Go
But
on.
I started with an NA model, and when you're young, no matter what, you always want more power, right? I wanted a twin turbo 300ZX. And so what I did, this is again well over a decade ago, I sold my non-turbo and got a twin turbo. This twin turbo was dirt cheap. I bought the twin turbo car cheaper than I did the price of the non-turbo car. And that's the regret. I should have known. You get what you pay for. That's the first lesson. This twin turbo I ended up having for 8 years, 3 engine builds, and I should have known, man. every engine does have some sort of serial number to kind of let you know what it's from. And this thing was out of a Maxima, I think. The block, even though it was a 3-liter VG, came from like a Maxima. And it was a Frankenstein engine in general. And honestly, man, for the next 8 years, I regretted having multiple rebuilds with an engine that was just cursed in general. It was the wrong setup. Ultimately, the lesson is I wanted more power. I didn't have the budget. I spent 8 years with a car on jack stands because
Oh, I
I
saw it.
wanted too
It's
much too
fine.
soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
No, I get it. I know. I remember. Yeah.
You
And then
remember? You
I
remember
know.
my Black
Well,
300?
can I
Yeah.
just say my seats are still in those cars, my
My
original
yeah.
seats are mine.
I
And if I'm just saying, I gave you those seats as steal because we're homies. But
yes.
yeah, I miss my
You did.
seats. I'm
You
just
did.
saying, I gave you the
Yeah.
seats at a hookup. I loved you. You betrayed me. I want to talk about regrets.
When I sold
I
it.
regret giving you those seats. Just
So
so
yeah,
all right.
again, my
Moving
regret
on,
was
moving on.
moving on. Definitely, just lesson learned
She
is
broke your heart. She broke your heart.
broke my heart. Nowadays, I'm doing better though. I've got a non-turbo. I know that it's a reliable car. Not as fast, but you know what? It is a fun car, and at this point, really, it's about the experience. So I am definitely happy these days.
And you would say
Lesson
you're
learned.
experienced?
Was that
You would say you're an experienced young man at this point?
much more? Much more. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
I like to think so, man. Yeah, yeah.
All
Um,
right. Let me see
what do
here.
you have? You have any regrets in your life as a Nissan enthusiast?
Shit, plenty, man. In my world, everything moves twice as fast, so I always get like deals and hookups and things that just kind of come at me. It's man, I've passed GT-Rs, I've passed historic race cars. It's just I don't have the damn space for anything, which is why I'm moving to the middle of nowhere because I can do whatever I want to do. I can buy whatever I want to buy, and I can have as much space as I can handle. So,
Yeah.
I've had R32s kind of thrown at me at ridiculously good prices. I had a Pulsar GT-R. What's up,
Oh,
man? Did
beautiful car.
passed up on that. I had a Pulsar clean, hatch included. Passed on that. I just don't have the space, man. It's like that's the thing. It's like when your addiction gets to my level, the
Yeah.
normal drugs, the normal 2 or 3 cars, they don't do it for you anymore. You need that. You
That
need the good.
tolerance
You need the
builds.
good stuff, baby. Yeah, I mean, I always tell people that and people who know me when they hang out with me in any capacity, like you're gonna have to bring your A game because it's like not only do I live my life at a certain speed level,
Uh huh.
but same thing. When I buy cars, I buy all kinds of different cars. I buy all types of different things. I'm a nerd. Like I've passed up plenty of cars. I'll kind of leave it at that. But you know what the biggest thing for me is with tools. I know it sounds weird, but it's like
Tools.
I love working on stuff like those old Tectom MDM 100s. Only a real Nissan nerd would know what I'm talking about. But Tectom MDM 100s are like a data log. Like they were an
Hmm.
OG old school data log that you can plug into the bottom of a car, and then you could run them literally on your dash. It was kind of like running with the Nissan console all the time. But when you're
Okay.
making cross country drives, it's one of the best things because you could like run between O2s. You could see which banks run and lean. You can get a true breakdown of RPMs, what you're idling at, hot, cold. I mean, it was nice stuff, man. And
Wow.
but that was old school back in the day. And it's not that I mean, there's better stuff that's out there now, but to me, it's like that was some of the best stuff that you can buy back in the eBay days when stuff was like reasonable. Now it's like the tax on this stuff is redonkulous. So it's like if you want it, it's like double the price.
Yeah.
Those Apexy multi controllers you could buy them for $100. Now they're like $300.
I.
It's just it's the world that we live in. So stuff is getting more expensive. So if you're out there and you're in your garage now working on it, and I'm telling you to buy something, guess what? Buy it because I know all the pricing on all this stuff. I'm telling you, stuff's getting more
Yeah.
expensive. It's getting harder to find. You know what I mean? And it's only going to go up as it goes up. Why do you think we buy entire cars and tear them down? It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So because it's
It's
more
true.
cost effective, baby. That's why.
Ultimately, it
So
is. You make those bigger steps and then you
yeah,
sell the rest because ultimately these parts are getting rid of more rare.
mm,
You think now, and ladies and gentlemen, live vicariously through us in this. I swear to
don't
God,
make our mistakes. Don't be
you
like Mike. You know what I mean? Don't be like Mike. Don't live in regrets.
don't be like me. Don't be like Mike. Is that you think these items are going to be as plentiful as they are now, whatever it may be. You may think now, oh, these things are so plentiful. There's no need for me to buy it right away. Well,
Don't make
you
that
don't
mistake. Don't
you
make that
don't know.
mistake.
You're making a
Buy that
mistake.
car. Buy it.
Buy that buy that
Don't listen.
part.
Don't listen to your wife. Your kids don't need braces. Your kids don't. Your kids don't need braces. Little Timmy doesn't need that surgery. Buy the car.
He doesn't need
Buy the car.
braces.
You don't need that tattoo removal. It's all right. That
Yeah,
first girlfriend tattoo. Buy the
no,
car.
it's true. I'll give you an
So
example, Miles. When the 25-year rule just hit the R32, so the R32 was 89. So what was that in
stop doing math.
2014,
Stop it.
2015? Yes,
Stop it.
the GTR when it first made its way onto U.S. shores, that car, that price market, I remember specifically was about $18,000 for a GTR.
Mm,
And I think you had a connection. You were considering it. I remember you telling me this.
mm,
Nowadays, you can't even get a GTR R32 for less than $30,000.
I
That
know.
price instantly doubled, man. I mean, not the. I'm almost rubbing it in right now. Don't you
No,
regret
no,
not
I get it.
buying one?
Yeah, no, it's kicking the balls Tuesday. I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. So there's no amount of Dogecoin that's going to get me out of this hole. I get it. Yeah, it's all right.
Dogecoin can't erase memories. That's all I can tell.
Dogecoin can't fix your stupidity. All right, moving on. So
Yes,
let's
yes,
answer some comments here. We need to
yes.
refresh.
So we've got a few here. Again, for those of you that are on Facebook, we definitely want to hear your stories. One we have here first up, Brian Settle said in Mr. Z Days himself, he walked away from a mint R30 a few months ago. That's Skyline R30. Should have scooped it up. Still trying adult a little during COVID. Responsibilities, I get it.
Lame, lame, weak.
But
That's a weak
still.
ass. That's a weak ass shit. Sid. I expected better from you, Settle. Next time I see you, I want you to see you riding in something better.
Now he's
So,
got a really good build. I won't lie, man.
oh,
He's
dude,
got
he's got an amazing build. He's
that
got an eye for detail, and he's got an amazing fabricator. That 350 that he pulled off is phenomenal. He's got a 350 Z track car. We'll leave it at that. You know what? We didn't feature a car, but I will say this: I love his track car. It's just so damn well done. I saw it in Atlanta, Z convention, and it was a nice ride. I was pretty
yeah.
jelly about it, so it was pretty nice. So, but
He did have a pretty good ride. It's right
next
hand drive
comment.
too.
Next
Next
comment.
comment. Next one I had here. This may have been from a topic earlier,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
Miles. But regarding Super GT, they put up full races for free when you put them in English a few days later on YouTube. So on demand, as long as you don't mind waiting a few hours, 2 days ish,
Hey,
you can definitely see the Super GT
yeah.
recap.
Coverage
That
is
makes
coverage,
sense.
baby. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll take it.
As long
So
as that's actually really funny that Josh mentions that no matter what, whether it's Super GT or Formula E, because regardless, these time zones, a lot of these races are happening when we're asleep. So
God,
let's say it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. I run into this problem a lot where I wake up and I want to watch the race. I don't want any spoilers. I don't want anything. So my priority is watch that race right away.
yeah,
I can't look at Facebook messages. I can't look at Facebook in general until I see that race. When you get
yeah.
that
We
spoiler,
don't do.
oh,
Yeah, you and I do the same thing. We don't do Formula E, and we don't do Formula One spoilers
yep.
when we're talking to each other. So it's like
You literally
that's a
have to.
that's a man rule, and
Yeah.
if you break that man rule, there's consequences to be
There
paid.
consequences and repercussions. I swear to
Repercussions,
God. Yeah.
no
So
regrets. All right.
no regrets. So in terms of the YouTube and watching Super GT, as long as you're not plugged in that deeply into a circle of friends who actually watch these things like
Yeah.
live, then you're in pretty good shape. It's a matter of having discipline
All right.
and not seeing those.
Any other
But
comments we got to go over? We're on time. I don't want to get people got to go to bed. They got jobs to do tomorrow. So
they do have jobs to do. No, we're ready for the next topic, Miles. Next thing we had here.
actually, hold on.
Did you?
No. I
Yeah.
wanted to hijack a little bit. So
Ooh.
before we go into it, I know we got to go over events, but I wanted to talk about things you should be checking out. And this is super,
Oh.
super small. It'll take you 2 seconds out of your day to go check it out. But it's just kind of
Okay.
something that I found here that I thought you might dig. Give me the steering wheel.
No problem at all. Just give me a
It's like
second here.
it's like you always have to do this child safety locks. It's like I'm sitting in the back.
It's all
So
yours, man.
yeah, so it's something that I checked out on Haggerty recently. Um,
Okay.
but what I like about it is the feature that they did, and they're doing these buyer's guides on new Haggerty media.
Okay.
And this is one that came out here just on April 4th, and they're kind of talking about the Datsun 240, what the beautiful thing about it, and one thing I love about Haggerty Insurance is just the fact that they're car guys, at least at their core, from what I'm seeing here. They're kind of talking about the essence of the car, what makes it attractive, as far as the
Okay.
driving experience of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I checked this out. This is on YouTube, and it's Haggerty's Buyer's Guide. It's just their media show that they put out. Excellent coverage, excellent review of the car. I mean, I've been looking at Z's for forever now, 30 something years,
Of
and talking
course.
about
Yeah.
the vehicle, and talking about the review. But I will say this, that they did a really excellent breakdown of the car, just driving it, getting into that feel of machine and man, and the feedback that you get from some of the older cars, really any car, if you're looking for it. But I will say this about it: if you get a chance, jump on YouTube. They kind of break down the car pretty nicely, do some history references, talking about inspection, things you should be looking for when you're buying one of these vehicles, um,
Yeah.
price points. I mean, look how much they get it into.
Wow. They're
I
going
mean,
really into depth on
they go
this.
really into depth. They are not screwing around. I will say that. And I was pretty impressed all the way through, for the whole experience from it. So, it takes a lot for me to give a shout out, especially to a little YouTube 5 second clip. But if you get a second, you're in the market of buying a 240, or you own a 240, I really like this Haggerty media spot. You can find it at our 1970 Datsun 240Z buyer's guide. You can even search by Haggerty Media under Datsun. That's
Mhm.
usually the two search options that I found. But again, it was just kind of a nice overall video that gave a lot of good information that you normally don't see, because everybody kind of does the same mediocre coverage of these things. So just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
Honestly, man, side note, shout out to Haggerty, man. You know what? I was looking through their coverage,
Mhm.
and you know, if and especially with older vehicles, when let's say you get stranded and you need a tow, part of the Haggerty package is when they pick you up and tow you home, it is guaranteed to be a flatbed pickup, a
Mm.
flatbed tow vehicle. It's not this two wheels, in the air and two wheels on the ground. Uh, I think again, nerding out, that's not good on the transmission. When you start getting
No.
into, you know, mechanical issues with towing. So props to them, Haggerty, and their prices are fairly competitive, man. I think
Yeah.
I believe I have them as my insurer right now. We're not getting paid by them. Again, no
No.
sponsorship. I think McDonald's owes us now. Haggerty owes us.
we're
Uh,
definitely cashing in this week. We are buying
yeah.
in. So yeah, but I will say this though, I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good. But just for a reference guide, I thought it was one of the better ones that are out there. There are lots at, and you can get kind of your head spun on a lot of the stuff that's out there. But again,
Yeah.
I just thought it was a pretty good little article. Check them out. Haggerty Insurance, pretty cool too. I actually have them myself, for one of my vehicles. Pretty impressed so far. Haven't had any issues. Maybe when I do have to get a flatbed, I heard the rumor is that they'll actually carry me to my front door. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I'll test that one of these days. Like we're getting married, so they'll carry me through
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
threshold.
Over the
Yeah,
doorstep. That's the guarantee. That's the over
yeah.
the door
That's the
entry.
uh, the Haggerty
That's the
guarantee.
policy. Yeah.
Haggerty guarantee and a kiss on the neck. We'll see how it goes. So, all right.
Before we
But
move
yeah,
on,
uh,
John definitely had a good comment. Pretty solid insurance too. Again, thanks for contributing. Um, Haggerty is actually a big sponsor of ZCon.
yeah.
Getting into the next segment, Miles.
Oh,
If
we're
you didn't
doing
have anything else,
events.
nice segue there. Yeah, we've got events
Wow,
happening.
look at you! You're getting better at this gig.
Yeah,
Look at
aren't we?
you.
We're getting
Oh
better,
my
man. We're getting
God.
better. The next segment we have for you guys, we're just almost near the finish line. Events happening in the Nissan world. If you are here, we definitely want to help you promote. If you are a promoter or an organizer of a show, give us a call.
Yeah,
Contact us, and we definitely want to promote your event specifically.
yeah.
This is
It's
meant to be a
completely
soapbox.
free. We're all about supporting the community, supporting the events that support the community. Let
Yes.
us know if you've got an event that's going out there that is more than 5 people, and
Yeah.
we'll and we'll an event that's bringing the community together, bringing awareness about the brand. We're all about it. We're here to support you. Let us know. Don't be scared. We're here for you.
Don't be scared.
So
Yeah. So we've got a few events happening. Again, every episode we have, we definitely want to reiterate a lot of these episodes. First one, I'll go ahead and start off, Miles. I'll share my screen here real quick. We've got boom. 18th
okay.
annual Z Days happening May 20th through May 23rd, happening in North Carolina area. ZDays.com is the place to go to register. This year is officially, now last year they did have like a soft feel. There was a new location for Z Days, which is about 2.5 hours east of
Mhm.
the original location, which was the Fontana Resort that was near the Tail of the Dragon. This new location has been tried and tested. It seems to be have a good result. People are happy. So definitely some new changes happening for Z Days. We Miles, yourself, myself, we've been to these events. Myself, 3 times now. Great time. It's a 5-day event this time, I believe.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got your cruises, your car shows, your party nights. That's kind of honestly, man, that's the sweet spot, man. The party nights, the DJs, man, they really get it right. Brian and the team has really been. They know what they're doing. They're experts on how to arrange these
Well, they
events.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they've been doing events. I mean, Brian and his crew and most of his crew that has survived this long and haven't died from alcohol poisoning that have been on this whole time period. I mean, are coming up on 2 decades of running at events. And I don't care what you say for somebody like myself who's also ran events, there's a certain experience level that comes with that, and they care about everybody's experience at the event, so they want
Yeah.
to make sure that they have something for everybody. I've been to Z Days where they have marathons for people that just kind of want to get the sweat
Yeah.
out the demons, so to speak.
Yeah.
I've we had the crazy party nights. They have an excellent car show that's super relaxed. They have a great party night. They have they have an exhaust competition, which is just crazy, insane
Oh yeah.
loud.
That's pretty
And
fun.
then they have the quarter mile. And this was at the old location.
Hmm.
What was kind of limiting at the old location, and it was really going to hinder them for the remainder of their event, is
Hmm.
the space that was to the Fontana Village. The new location offers an opportunity for them to double, even triple their numbers from previous years. So I just wanted to kind of mention that out for the new location. So this
Absolutely.
this this is really one of those years that's a multiplier event that's going to give them an opportunity to grow in at a level that we've never seen before. So just something to kind of consider. So
Exactly. I really wish I could make it this year. Even just a fly car or not, man. Just it's like again all of these events that we mentioned, at least for this episode, has been they're kind of like family reunions at this point because we've been to each one of these, majority of them, and we just hang out with the same friends from all over the country. Great times, just making memories. I think this new venue is going to be a really big advantage. I know for myself and the friends that I would travel with, uh, the old Fontana Resort. it was hard to get cell phone reception and internet
Yeah,
reception. That's kind of
true.
a minor complaint.
It was
This
hard
new
to call for
episode.
help. Yeah, it was.
That's
So
actually a
if
good
you're
thing,
like,
right?
I'm
Yeah,
drunk and
to
I don't
call
know
for
where I'm
help.
at, it's like Brian's already shut the cell towers off. It's over. So, but yeah, hey, give me
This new
the
resort.
steering wheel for a quick second. I want to share something.
Sure. You got something? Go for it.
Well, yeah, the new flyer that just kind of came out for Z Days. So I'll just
Uh,
Brian send it to me. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to take a look at it.
there it is. Boom. New.
Look
Yeah,
at that,
right.
sexified.
I really like that, and that's going to be the T-shirt.
Straight into stealing Z35 images. Kudos. I love you. No, that's awesome. That's a great flyer, man. That's awesome.
You're right.
So
So I really hope I get to go travel out there soon. That we get to go out there. We'd love to do an episode out there on site. How cool would that be, man?
yeah. So if you get a chance, it's coming up pretty soon. Get your butt registered. Get yourself locked in for a location and get for the event. It's going to be a killer event. It always is. They always put the best foot forward. So again, I'm going to leave it at that. We're probably going to try to get Brian in here, maybe here soon before the event truly launches off.
Would love
and
to.
We'll have him kind of come on the show. I know we're kicking ourselves because he's a bit of a loose cannon. He's banned in 13 states, so we'll have to figure it out as it goes. So this is the event. This is the event shirt and the official the official event tattoo. If you get drunk enough. So
event tattoo.
So you're like, you could get that on your whole back, and that could be it. That's it. Right?
You know, it could be timeless though, man. At this point right now, yeah.
Oh, it's timeless. Well, wouldn't say timeless if we put the date on it, but we'll call it that. So
obviously, man. Again, Brian Settle is definitely the master of ceremonies. Does a great job. New location. If you haven't been in a while or at all, this year is definitely a great year. Looking at a calendar right now, Miles, we are exactly 1 month away. Yeah. So for those who are interested and are in the North Carolina area, definitely find your way to zdays.com, register, and be a part of it. We just
introduced you to crack. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Moving on. What are we
moving on? Next up on the line, we do have one. This is actually happening the following month, June 2nd through June 6th. This is, let me share my screen again. Branson Z-Fest. Branson Z-Fest. Yes, happening in Missouri, Branson, Missouri. BransonZFest.org is where you can go. They have a number of events happening. Looking at here, let's go check out here. Registration. Now, the typical, I believe, who's running this is Josh and the team. We've met them before. Great team of guys. Themselves, this is not the first event. These guys are
yeah, they've been at it for a number of years. And Josh is a good dude. I've been naked in a hot tub with Josh before, and he's a super nice guy. It's weird. He didn't even look at anything that I had going underneath the bubbles. So
there is a welcome dinner. Oh God.
Oh, he's a great guy. I love him, dude. So go on.
Look at these events real quick. Extreme karting. You've got a welcome dinner, a group photo, karaoke. That's interesting. I hadn't seen any event do that. Drag strip nights, cornhole tournaments, closing ceremonies. So this is again June 2nd through 6th in Missouri. Those are the 4-day events. This one you are about a month and a half away. So if you are in that area, BransonZFest.org is where you want to go. And I would tell you, with all these events, book the hotel first. The hotel is the first thing to go.
Is the first
Even
thing.
if you're considering, please take a look at that. Yes.
Get a home base established.
Home base.
That's it. Mm-hmm. DZ.
DZ.
Military term. DZ. That's it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Moving on here. Next one. Happening August 16th through the 21st, ZCon happening, the 34th annual International Z Convention here happening in Colorado Springs. ZCon.org is where you want to go. Now, bad news, guys. The early bird special is over. There is some savings that you weren't able to take advantage of, but registration is still open. I'm registered, Miles. Have you registered yet?
I have not registered. I did not take advantage of the early bird special, but you know, I'll definitely be paying the price when I do that. So maybe I'll get in as press. I'm press.
That's a free. We've done that before, haven't we?
We'll do the Wayne's World VIP thing. We'll see how it goes. So
Absolutely. Colorado Springs area, guys, if you are listening to us in that area, you're doing yourself a favor if you can make some time and participate in ZCon. Multiple events. This is also a 5-day events. Cruise the Pikes Peak, multiple car shows. You've got an auto track day. Zcon.org will give you more details on that.
All right.
Moving
WEF.
on. Actually, this was a new one. We actually just did this one last for the first time. Last episode.
We did.
Z Nationals happening in Atlanta, Georgia area. Our friends at Z1 are actually having a huge. Actually, I like this. If you can see my screen, the backdrop. You see that nice, pretty building in the background? That is their brand new remodeled facility happening October 9th, October 8th and 9th. Have an open house as a grand opening at their facility. They're also having a track day, and that's on the 8th at Road Atlanta. Miles, me and you, myself, we know that Road Atlanta is a legendary track. The Z1 team has a very, very good relationship with the Road Atlanta
Yeah, those
staff.
guys are complete track rats at that location, man. They live at that place. So if you ever
Yeah.
want to know, the beautiful thing about those guys is they not only do they know the track very well, they know all the staff there. So they
Yeah.
really kind of have VIP treatment when they go. So if you ever get to kind of go and sit in the paddock and get the event the way they roll out the red carpet for Z1 when they're there. So if you get a chance, I would definitely go take advantage of that
Yep.
with Z1. They throw a hell of a a hell of a good event, and they're really super nice people. They're super accommodating. So if you get a chance, register for that. And make sure you're supporting the brand for those guys too as well. So
Wonderful time, dude. Again, for Z Nationals themselves, I believe the first Z Nationals was definitely in the early 2000s. Again, no stranger to organizing a great event.
yeah,
The track day alone, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Brian Settle also with Z Days. Again, these guys work very, very closely. They're very close to each other. Atlanta, Georgia, and North Carolina. These guys are just they really put down a master class on how to run an amazing track day and an amazing event. So if you are in that area, go to znationals.com. October 8th, October 9th. Personally, Miles, I want to be there. I'm going to fly in. These are some friends of mine that I really want to see. I really use Z Nationals as an excuse to travel and see my friends for the day. I really want to be there this year. Maybe as we get closer to the date, maybe we can go ahead and see if I can drag you with me on that one.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
You're going to take me as your secondhand baggage? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would love to go. Actually, I think I can. I might be able to get the time off, and we might be able to go. And then, yeah, I think it'll be a good event all overall. So I'm down for going. So
Awesome.
we'll have to rent a rental that we're going to trick out. So we'll be all right.
Absolutely. Now, the last event we have, Miles, just before we wrap up, is
on.
an event that you mentioned to me. It's actually happening this weekend. This was the SR20 convention. I hope I have the right.
That's it. That's it right there.
What's that?
And yeah, that's it. Now, the SR20 convention is as convention's been going on for a number of years, and it's a very tight knit group of people. A lot of the same guys kind of go year after year after year, but it's dedicated to anything and everything SR20 related. Every swap that you could do, and really, it's just overall just a small community that has really put on a good event year after year after year. I would say it's probably closer to like the feel of like a Branson Fest. Everybody feels like family. So we had an opportunity to merge with them one year for Nismo Fiesta, and
We did.
they were very nice guys, very accommodating, very laid back. So if you get a chance, this might be an event that feels right up your alley. If you're kind of sitting in the S13, S14 world, or you're sitting in the central world, the side SRs, dude, they're all about it, man. Or maybe you're just crazy into the SR swaps. That this might be a convention for you to check out. So again, this is happening April 23rd, 25th in Gainesville, Florida, at the International Rally and Motorsports Park. So yeah, pretty cool location, pretty cool event. You can check it out at the I think what's the website coming up under Mike?
Now, the registration site for this event is through a Google Doc. Not the greatest. It's not the easiest web link to remember. So what I'll
Sure.
do is I'll include it in the episode notes. Um, again, get August 23rd to 25th, Gainesville, Florida. There is a track day. I believe there's a number of events. Again, if you can see me scrolling down, Miles,
Yeah.
let's see. Registration events. There is a sold out track day. Sorry, guys. Street racing closed course happening. There is a drag racing night on Friday. There is a car meet, car show happening, and I'm sure there are trophies being distributed at the end of the event.
There are. Yeah. So,
Uh, I'll be honest, man. This link here may not have worked, but
but
I
yeah,
will
so
give you
check it
guys
out.
the best link possible.
SR20nationalconvention.com should have everything just that you need for there to check out. But again, kudos to those guys that continue to throw on an event. Like I said, they've been doing it for a number of years. If it's in your neck of the woods, I would probably check it out. I enjoyed the time that I went with that event. So, Mike, before we roll out for the night,
Yeah,
we have to go over the last of the comments, and then I think we can get back
yeah.
to mining for Dogecoin. What do you got?
Back to the Dogecoin game. Yeah, all right, all right. From Brian Settle here said, "I will see you guys at ZCon and Z Nationals."
Uh-oh.
Great. That's I look forward to it, Brian. Thanks for chiming in here. I hope you bring your car with you. I believe that there is a track day happening at ZCon, Pikes Peak International. Miles, me and you, we stopped for a second at Pikes Peak International
We
Raceway
we stay up to the raceway, yeah, and they wouldn't let us in
just for a
because
picture. They wouldn't let us in.
well, they wouldn't let us in because your ankle monitor, and then so they just said, keep it moving. So that's just I
Yeah.
was like, all right, so whatever, man. But
Z Nationals will be
yeah,
another good one. I haven't been since 2019 myself. Obviously, COVID put a damper on a lot of these events. 2021's definitely getting back to normal. I like to say so, not to jinx ourselves, but we're doing pretty good.
yeah. So everybody's doing great. Events are starting to loosen up. People are starting to come out. Everybody's getting their shots. Nobody's getting real weird from the shot side effects. I got my shot. Have you gotten your shot? Hold on. Have you gotten your shot, Mike? Boom.
On the way. It's on the way. It's on
It's
the
on the
way. What do you
way.
got there? That's your
Got my
shot.
shot.
Oh, that's your shot
Boom.
record. Wow,
That's
wow,
it.
wow. Yeah, that is coming up. That is coming up.
That's it. Right there.
I will have. Tell you what, man. I'll make a note of it. I'll get my first dose by the next show. How about that?
I know a guy who can give you a dose. I got a guy for everything. Do you need one?
You really do, Miles. You got a guy for everything. I swear to
I
God.
don't know if it's going to be COVID, but I mean, maybe a shot of something.
You
All
know,
right.
it's funny though, man. You mentioned that too. The COVID vaccination it's much more common these days. Obviously, everybody's getting it. In fact, I saw a few guys underneath the highway vaccinating themselves, so it worked out really good.
You're so dirty. You're so dirty.
A few homeless people were vaccinating themselves.
Sorry. Come on. Come
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Moving on. John here asks, when is the next show? So, Miles, I'm not sure about you. 2 weeks from now, typically is how we want to attack these things. Give Nissan
Yeah.
enough time.
Thanks
to
for putting
give
the
us
pressure
some
on,
news.
John. Yeah, no big deal. All right. I was just trying to just enjoy my week and not have any pressure that's built on, but I guess I'm having to do it every 2 weeks now for John. All right. Fine. Fine, John.
Nah.
No, yeah, no, we've been actually one of the things we've been trying to do is getting back to a regulated schedule. So it is going to be back. We're going to try to shoot for Tuesdays every 2 weeks, and
Every
then
2 weeks.
occasionally just drop in any special guests occasional as we continue to move forward. We'll do those off brand and then we'll just drop those on the website as we continue to move forward. And then we're going to start moving into more media coverage through different social apps here soon. So we're very Facebook
Yeah.
heavy, so we're going to try to start moving into Instagram and everything else because
Some other ones.
we're old dogs and we're just trying to learn those tricks. So let's move forward.
Right. Until then, Miles, we definitely need to let people know. If you enjoyed your time with us, please tell your friends. We're trying to grow the community, the involvement with these shows. I believe we are continuing to be a and involvement for those who are with us. We want to do more and more of these, and we love involvement. We want to get you guys involved. It's a lot of fun, actually, just to hearing these stories from everybody who's with us. So we want to continue that. Let's go ahead and put a pin for 2 weeks from now. We'll be at our next episode. Tell your friends. info@nissannerd.com is the way you can contact us directly. And you can also find us if you go ahead and facebook.com. Obviously, our page, we have an inbox. And if you slide into our DMs on Instagram, we do check those as well. So we're always here for you guys.
Slide into our DMs.
Isn't that the way it works, man? I'm again. I think me and you are definitely growing into the Facebook realm. Oh, sorry, the Instagram realm more and more often lately.
We're trying. Well, I hope you don't slide into my DMs. So, all right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it at that. I mean, we're running 40 minutes over, but you know what? It was a good episode. We had a good time. A lot of crowd work.
Yeah. No, I definitely enjoyed this this episode.
Yeah. So me too. But yeah, I think that's everything. I think we had a nice, solid event. We covered just about everything. I want to thank everybody for coming and continuing to support us. Please share us. Yeah. And we'll see you next time on the Nissan Nerd Podcast right here.
Woo! Hey, Miles, before we go, kanpai, what do you got left?
I got water because I don't. I got this. That's it.
All right. Clink. Kanpai, guys. Thanks you again for being us. We'll talk to you soon.
I think I got a tumor.
That was good. I don't have to hold in my fart anymore, don't I?
Well, we're still live, so yeah, you just have
to. Oh shit!
Oh shit, son! Oh.
We were a clean program until now. Dang it!
Now we're PG-13. The poor kids gotta go to bed.
Poor kids.
Go home. We have nothing else for you. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. You can go do something on your own. Go to bed.
Be
a productive member of society. Build something cool. Oh my God.
All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Just shut it off. Shut it off. Shut it off. Stop.